All right, this is our video about the rolling sling release. So let's capture one for our hack motion here, Milo. Because in this video, we're talking about if you're the type of golfer that finishes this kind of way.
Okay.
So do your normal thing though. Okay. So what we're talking about in this video, as it's starting to rain, I'm gonna put my iPad under my bag, is the player that hits the ball, and then right about here, you see this, like this gets really turned over. Things look not too bad. The ball might even go like pretty straight, but then right here, you see him give it some of this, you know? And there are players on the tour and stuff, I would say a lot, that get this leading edge perpendicular to the rotation.
I do.
And then some of them are kind of like that, but then the player we're really talking about is that get it flat to the ground. Is this an issue when you see somebody hitting it and then they're like that?
Generally.
Okay, and why is that a problem?
Well, generally, something that was going on earlier in the swing.
Okay.
Like they could have been dragging their arms and holding us back, so then they have to really flip it.
Yep.
Where if the face was more square and they were using their turn more, that face wouldn't have nearly as much flip in it.
This is a challenge, but I'm going to tee one up for you because it'll be tough. I want you to hit one with kind of like a flipping rolling release, and we're going to see what that does to the hack motion. What are you just going to feel in your wrist, or is there something in your body that's going to stop to make that happen?
I'm going to feel less chest rotation, more drive of the arms out in front of me.
Arm yank and sling would be this kind of pattern.
Yank and then slingshot it.
Yep. Okay.
Whew, that's hard.
With
club head speed was a lot lower, but I went from this far open to this far closed, all in that bottom interval.
Yeah. So you went from this steepness of this line, it shows how fast this thing is flipping over, from minus 125, like I think that's like way open, to plus 72. So 225 degrees in about, not even like in about a millisecond. Do that again, because I want to see how this looks on the graph. Yeah, same thing, super steep up through the shot. Now hit one of yours. So now you're thinking more chest and relaxed hands, right? Yeah. So it's more of a chest release, Milo? Is that right?
Yeah, it's more pivot driven, and my trail arm is not rolling over much.
Yeah, so now we can see that peak here on the top of this is matching kind of what you had going on, you know, at the beginning. You've come all the way back to 0 to 14 rather than launching up to 72 or whatever that was before. Okay, I wanted to show this. This is Milo's example of extreme face flop. So that's it being really open to flopping dead shut through the finish. So this is it. And then this is Milo's normal swing. And I wanted to just show the difference and really what you should be looking at when you're looking at this and trying to fix it. If you know how to read it, it's really, really powerful, but I didn't really know how to read it then. I did some research on the stuff coming out from Hack Motion about this. So what you really want to look at is not so much the speed, but the amount, P6 to P7, and the amount P7 to P8. So P6 is the last parallel, and then P7's impact, and then P8 is the first parallel the club makes after impact, okay? So that's really what we want to look at. Milo is known for having this really low rate of closure on Hack Motion and also some other devices. So if we look at just that, so when you're doing this kind of swing with extreme face flop rather than doing a good swing, what do you get? So with this swing, let's first look at speed. So speed, let's just take that number, 2606. And then on Milo's regular swing, it was 3207. That's just like speed. Just think of that as just like raw speed, almost like miles per hour of the face going through. Then, if you look at this though, this is the amount of rotation from P6 to P7, and then the amount of rotation from P7 to P8. So if we put these two numbers together, 52 and 62, that's 114. But let's just take that number, 114. So his face is closing at 114, and the speed is at 2600. Let's look at, so this is in the face flop example. let's look at the regular one. His regular swing here. Now his face is closing at 78, but his speed is at 3,200. So when Milo's doing this face flop swing, he's getting the worst of both worlds. He's getting extreme face rotation, 114 degrees, let's call it, and low speed. When he's doing his regular swing, and one of the reasons he's so consistent, is that he's getting a slower rate of closure, but very fast speed. He's getting the best of both worlds. So it's the worst of both worlds, super face rotation with low speed of the club head. And in his regular swing, he's getting slow face rotation, but extremely high speed of the club head. So the face flop player is super fast rate of closure and low speed, the worst of both worlds. What we want to do is get that rate of closure to be slower, but get extremely fast speed. That's what we're going to talk about in the rest of this video. This is a problem that I have, so let's do a little live lesson with me and this 9-iron.
Okay.
Okay, so a little backstory here is I've always, Milo, been an extend and throw, you know, because I've, you know, from playing baseball and I've done some karate and whatnot. This kind of force here feels like something to me, you know. So when I go like this, I want to go like that, and you can see about there. And I hurt my right arm really badly, like extremely bad, and I could not swing for like about a month and a half or so. And then Henry and Zach and some of Milo's team actually contacted me and put me into a great protocol where like I've healed my right arm, but with that, I've decided, Milo, that for my health and for the longevity of my game, like I have got to stop being this to this kind of golfer and be more of a flex and rotate rather than an extend and throw. So that's kind of the backstory. But with that, you think it's connected to my usual release when I would extend and throw would be like this, right? Chest still here. So what do you want me to think about and what do you want me to see, like if we're doing like a little?
Let's start pretty slow. Left arm parallel. So go ahead and swing it back there. Now I want you to feel your hands and everything get under this by rotating the buttons on your shirt.
Okay.
Feel that?
Let me feel the bad way. That really helps me too.
Okay, do the bad way.
You can put the club there. I won't hit you.
You want me to put the club there or no?
Yeah, where it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So good way is this is rotating, it stays under there. Bad way would be I get on this side that way and then I'd be, now when I go like this, I have to swing to first base like aggressively. So here I can go like that and swing to shortstop more.
There you go.
Okay.
And so let's go kind of slow and let's really feel like you're getting that left side out of the way and getting your hands under this.
Okay.
It's a nice slow shot. Beautiful, just like that.
Okay.
And that's where I would start. Yep.
It did? Okay, cool.
Captured.
Oh yeah, and that's pretty steep, kind of like your, so what's interesting about this, Milo, when we're looking at the hack motions, remember your first one? When you did the bad one? What was interesting is you were here at 0, obviously, because you're not moving at the start. And then this line on your good ones comes basically back to 0 again. Whereas your bad one got up to 70 something, which is exactly what that one was. And I could feel it. It tugs on my right arm and goes that way. All right, so let's do a little bit of training here. So
okay, left arm parallel, chest creates the rotation.
So it's kind of like our 11s drill?
Yep.
Our parallel lines drill?
Kind of like that, but you're going to let it release.
Okay.
But really feel like it goes under the stick right here. The inside of it, left side, out of the way. There you go. Still, that's a little less high.
Yeah.
Well, if I was filming, looking down the line, I would want to see the club. Well, I want to see this like this. And then I want to see your chest turning it. And we're going to try to get the club to exit out where you can still see face.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't want to see face that direction.
Now, does this connect to what we talked about in our other video as far as if I'm too open at this point,
you're going to have to throw a lot of twist at it.
Okay, because I feel when you gave me that kind of twist fix here, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not there. So so if I do our 11s drill, which is parallel lines thing, and I'm there, I'm going to be a little more closed there at 6. Okay.
Just driving the handle a little too much.
Okay. It has to like leave it up a little bit.
Yeah, you got to feel the handle stay up.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, don't slide. Do that again. I'm just turning you.
Gotcha.
You feel the difference in how your rib cage moved?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That was good.
Yeah, it's coming down even more. We were at 72 before. We're at 66.
Now try to feel as you go through like your right palm never goes too much over. There you
So
go.
like this way
Yes.
rather than this, then we're going this way.
Yep.
Getting better. What does that say?
62.
Okay.
It's getting lower.
Mm-hmm. That felt great.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so externally, Milo, when we're doing this, what kind of shot would you like to see? Very, very, like pretty straight and low? Or?
Straight, well, depends on, for you, I'd like to see the ball start a little more left and cut.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. That just felt great. Very relaxed. Really steep line there, but I think that was super close.
That's pretty good.
Where do we go from here?
Now we just start growing it a little bit.
Okay, let's do that.
Size-wise, but not more energy.
Mm-hmm.
For a minute, I want you to keep the energy out. Just make the size bigger.
So more turn both ways?
More turn both ways.
Mm-hmm. So when you see that shape that starts basically straight but then overdraws the line, that's showing you that it's a little tossed?
Yeah, so if I was to look at that one in slow motion, you're going to see when the club gets parallel to the ground here, it's way inside your hands and your chest is still pointed pretty far to the right.
Yeah. So we want to get that. This is a weird, so what's weird for me, Milo, is when you grab my chest and you go like this, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm going to shank it. I feel like I need something to stay inside the ball like that.
So the thing that's going to stay inside the ball is how your wrists are going to operate. So
doorknob move or whatever.
A little bit of that, just to get the center of mass to stay back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotcha. So here and then.
That was really good.
Okay.
You didn't read that.
Let me see if I can get it to read in divot, just a dirt swing.
Yep, read that one. The graph dropped.
Okay. See if I can hit one like that. So swinging into the left arm, and then the center of mass is falling behind me just a little bit.
And the ribs are getting out of the way.
And those ribs, we got to get out of the way. Oh, and a cut. That was good.
Now you get a fade instead of a hook.
So if we had a sensor that was on our chest here, where this is pointed, we would want to see that thing turn and turn through, not start to turn, freeze, club goes, then finish. A little hiccup on the way down.
Yeah, it's going to keep moving. It does slow down because of the energy getting out into the club head. It naturally has to slow down.
Okay, so a little bit bigger one, low fade, and it's weird though, because like I have to be here more than I am usually. So usually if I want to fade it more, I'm more open here.
Yeah, but here's the matchup. So it's more closed here.
Mm-hmm.
But you're more, nope, go back here, put the club back here.
Mm-hmm.
Now get your body open. Not that direction. This has got to stay back. Like this.
Oh yeah, I only did the hips before.
Get your chest out of the way. So remember how I told you need, when you get the shaft parallel to the ground?
Yeah.
The shaft should be parallel, so should your chest.
All right,
at 6. If your chest is still closed like this.
Mm-hmm. So how's this look?
Good.
Yeah, let's see if I can do that.
Let that chest get out of the way. Now you can have a square face and cut it.
If I make the correct transition where this kind of gets behind me that way, like we're talking about green lights and red lights, that gives me a green light to go all the way around this way.
Get your chest out of the way.
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. And that was a really good
That's one of the green lights.
Great. Okay. And then Milo, how did that look here? Because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Probably
just keep your eyes in on that spot there.
I got to get more behind you so I can see.
Check this out, see if we can.
Well, you'll just look at that one and you'll like it.
Yeah, that'll be one that I play on repeat. It's so funny because I was warming up with full swing shots, and this went that chippy one went like 4 or 5 yards longer than my full swing before, you know, all together. And if we saw, and this goes, I mean, everybody's always asking about how you get more this way. That one was this way. I guarantee.
Guaranteed.
We can actually look here because we have the heck motion on, even though it's not properly calibrated. Yeah, at address I was 17. If this was calibrated for me, I should be at 23. And then in impact, I was minus 11. So I took off 25 into impact. So if I'm at minus 11, that's flat. Minus 11 would be about like that.
There's a lot more readings that go into there because ulnar and radial play in as well. So you're a lot more into ulnar, which makes you have more flexion in your wrist.
I'm a lot more into ulnar this way?
Everybody is.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not going to return to the same amount of radial you had.
Putting it all together so this doesn't get too complicated. If you're this type of player with this release, it's probably coming from how you're moving your chest, right? And you will not move your chest correctly if you get this going out here like that.
What you do with the club, the center of mass of this thing, will kind of dictate what you're allowed to do with your chest.
Right. So I think a really good term on this trip that we've come up is red lights and green lights. So if you want to give yourself a green light to rotate, you better get it in a spot here where you're feeling like, yeah, cool. My face is actually like this. That's good. It's behind me enough. Rotate all day. Hit a trappy little low one with a low fade, Milo.
Okay.
So we're in the trees, and it's got to fade like 5 yards and
go under the branches.
Under the branches, yep. But also it's got to go over the water about 170 yards too. Oh, so good.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. All right, high five. If you guys are interested in seeing more detail, this video took us like, I don't know, like 30 minutes to make. And the video that'll go up on YouTube will be about half of that or even less than half of that. If you want to see the entire thing, click the join button below this video. It's like really affordable. It's not much, but then I put up all the raw footage there immediately, and then months and later, or whenever I can get around to actually editing it for public consumption, it'll then come out publicly. But I'll put all the raw footage up there, especially with some videos that are only for my join site, because they go into like nerd levels that only a few people want to get to. And it's like really the granular detail of everything. So it's really worth it. Also go over to milolinesgolf.com, and you guys can see he's got like an entire kind of step-by-step process in how this works to go from, like I had to do because of my arm, you too can go from being an extend and throw to like a flex and rotate, and it's worth doing it. And Milo, what do you have going on coming up in the future? Next 2 days you're here doing a golf school.
We're here at the Grand doing a golf school. So members of the academy are flown in from all over the country to do a golf school. We've got a few more in the works. Ideally, we'd like to have a place in each corner of the country to be able to do them for our members, because we're getting to where we have quite a few.
Great.
So that's kind of the plan.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.